Welcome, Julian and Lisa to Metallarium Pages. It's a great pleasure to talk with you about Anachronism, this new album Menders, and other tiers related to the metal world. And starting with a common question, and I think the common one, because why the band delayed 5 years to release the last album? Because your Orogeny was released in 2018, now you have a new album 5 years later. So
I think we have a lot of change in the band. We were looking for a bass player. We try with some people, and yeah, we are a little bit slow to compose a track. But also, there's a lot of change. You know, you compose a track and then you change some riffs, and yeah, we take our time. But I think 5 years it's okay. It's not 10 years. Yeah, I don't know, Julian, if you want to add something.
Well, I wasn't there during these 5 years, so it's I don't really have any much more to say. But yeah, I think also yeah, you tried also with a few bass players, and that really worked out. Mostly for the live, I guess, the live shows. But yeah, it's a long process, and also it's we all have jobs on the side. It's not our main activity. So and Florent plays a lot of drums, session drums for other bands. He has also another band, and yeah, we all have pretty busy lives. So I guess it takes 5 years to put out an album.
So, into this aspect, perhaps this new album has more has to do a lot with this pandemic, because 2 years, a lot of musicians can play live. So a lot of them they are dedicated to compose and written new material. Perhaps this Menders was composed and written during, or the most of this new album composed during the pandemic, or perhaps it was before. Who knows?
Yeah, perhaps we finished the album. We finished to compose the album during the pandemic. We started to record it in March last year, so it wasn't the end of the pandemic, but not so far. We used these years to finish to compose the album. It's my cat, sorry. And yes, we started to compose perhaps 1 year or some months after the release of the last album, and yeah, I don't really remember. Perhaps the half of the album was composed like 2 years ago, and perhaps yes. Yes,
Okay.
no gigs, and it led some times to compose, of course.
Okay. Well, to this aspect, I saw that Florent Dupuy plays with you, a busy drummer, because he plays with Cenotaph, Infiltrating Mankind, Kakotonasi, a lot of bands into there. But so how is his time to play with you, record? Because I think the now in the 5 years, the drummers are very busy because ours plays with a lot of bands.
I think it's drum is life. He teach drums. He play drums for his two bands, but also session. And now he had a kid, but he has a kid, but he found time to go and playing for many bands too. So yeah, I don't know. He liked to work a lot the drums, and he found time.
Okay.
It amazes me also how he do it. How he does it. I really don't know how he can find all this time to play drum, but he does, and thanks. Thanks for doing it.
Well, okay. So talking about from this new album, I saw that this new play. Do you have a special like a trend now into these 10 years? Because a lot of bands around the world play technical death metal with a lot of Gorguts influence there. So that's a new trend, because a lot of bands since Ulcerate well, since Ulcerated, Artificial Brain, a lot of bands plays like Gorguts in the Obscura album. So for you, what bands did you take to do this new album? The influence, perhaps Gorguts, perhaps more bands from the 90s.
To compose this album, yeah, we started like as we said 5 years ago. So perhaps there were a little bit more less bands who were. I think the dissonant waves wasn't so bigger than now. Perhaps we took time, and perhaps we just go on the wave of dissonant death metal, perhaps. But we also listen to a lot of different kinds. Sometimes we are inspired by some jazz or funk or groovy things. When you hear the drums and drum and bass, the couple, and also some brutal death metal. We like Gorgasm or Disentomb. Bands like this is also and Wormed. We really love Wormed. Yeah, we mix all this influence and perhaps melts together. You have a big mix of prog things, but also brutal and aggressive riffs. Yes.
Okay, that's a curious thing because last year I interviewed other band from Switzerland and Near Death Condition. So and they play technical death metal with dissonant sound. That's a curious thing because two bands from Switzerland in 2 years they play now are dissonant technical death metal. It's a curious thing. So how do you see now this movement around the world? Because a lot of bands play this dissonant technical death metal. Perhaps at some point this sound will saturate with a lot of bands because last year I hear at least 300, but well, in Metalerium we did a review from dissonant technical, dissonant black metal, dissonant etc styles, with like 300 bands that play this dissonant extreme metal.
Okay. Yes. Don't know, Julien, if you want to say something.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a natural evolution of the extreme metal scene, and for sure, I really hope in 5 years it will be something else. Like I really hope it doesn't just stay there and okay, we're done. We're now death metal, check. Let's do something else. I really hope some creative minds will push it even further. And I guess this is where we are now with the extreme metal. But not only in death metal, I think also maybe a lot of in black metal has a lot of dissonant incorporated to it, and a lot of really harder than already black metal is already hard to listen for the untrained ear, but some even harder things to listen, and who knows where it's going to go next. And I don't know if we will be part of it or not. We don't really think about what we do it that way. We just do what we feel is right. But yeah, I really hope it's going to be even more extreme and even harder to listen to the untrained ear.
Okay. One thing that continue. Sorry.
Just there's a lot of death metal, brutal metal. In every kind, you find a lot of bands. But I hope that metal is a kind that you can explore and add so many other inspiration that perhaps brings you to a special sound. Yeah, I don't know if you understand. And I think you get, if you play decent riffs all along the album, it's not really interesting. So you have to bring other inspiration to have perhaps a special thing. But yes, it was just a little word. But yeah, you can continue free.
Okay. Well, into this aspect, you said, Lisa, that you hear a lot of jazz, blues, etc. But other styles different than metal. So into this aspect, so what is your opinion about now? If sometimes when a musician creates new music with this kind of influence that you hear at the moment, at some point in the future, you will left the metal part and you create some different kind of music, just not metal, because it's normal. The music is good. The musicians go away with the influence, create the moment into this aspect. Sometimes the moment's not metal. Perhaps will in the future you will create some jazz blues.
I think for Anachronism, if we always like the metal noyau, le cœur, je trouve le nom.
Core.
Yeah, the
metal,
core. Yeah, thank you. I think the core of the band is that, and if we want to play other kind of music we already done in the past and we can do it now or in the future, like Julien or me had a grunge band. Florent plays some folk metal, but really when he was a teen. And I also have an electronic solo project. So when I want to explore a really different kind, I compose for other projects. But I don't think that Anachronism will let the metal thing, because we like the aggressive and the speed and all these parts that creates the band. And yes, we add a lot of ambient things or a more progressive or a groovy part, but the core is always dark, and it's always metal. And I don't know if we don't forgive that or forgive abandonner.
We don't let this go away.
Yeah,
we always
yeah,
keep
thank you.
this death metal core to Anachronism, and it's and then we add stuff on top, but the center part is always death metal. And yeah, like Lisa said, if we want to explore other stuff, where we are in an open relationship in Anachronism, there's no problem with playing in another band. And I had a hardcore punk band before, and yeah, Lisa has her electronic solo project. So it's yeah, it's there's no limitation. But yeah, we want to keep Anachronism to keep the death metal tag to it.
Okay. Well, now talking about a little more about these new meanders. One aspect that captured my attention is the meaning of the meanders, because it's like the course of the river into these aspects. So why do you decide to put meanders on a technical death metal album? What is exactly meaning of this concept, meanders?
Mm-hmm. The first idea was a metaphor for the relationships between humans, that you can move a lot. Sometimes you are in the same direction with people, sometimes it's separate, sometimes you cross people again. It moves every time, yeah, it was like a metaphor for that. And the image of the delta after the water, it's Manu, our guitarist, who found that idea. We were in a car and he told me, everything you tell now makes me think about delta. I don't know if the word is delta in English, but yeah, the water will separate and meet again and reseparate. So that's the first idea.
Okay. Well, relating to the singles aspects, well, as you know, a lot of new generation talking about 25 or 30 years old or perhaps minor than that. So love to hear the music with the digital platforms doing their playlist with 1-2 singles. We are returning a cyclic time when the music is spread just by singles, like 40s and 50s. Now that's the new red movement around the world. So if we select this aspect, what can or which are or which is the best song to represent all concepts from these meanders for you?
We
Well, I
choose
have to say I'm older than 25, and I always make playlists and listen to random. I think I could have a ADHD, and that would maybe explain that. But yeah, also maybe the younger also do it also because of the social media and how it works and the algorithm and everything. But yeah, maybe to really answer the question, Lisa is probably most advised.
Oh, that's right, right. You ask also which track we choose,
Yes,
or
yes. Which one is the best way to understand the whole concept from these meanders? Not for me, not for me because I'm 42, so I prefer to hear all albums and since the first to now. I'm the old way. But talking about new generation, they love to do playlists. So as experience for me, I never did a playlist. Even I just play here the CD, all the songs, doing cleaning my house, doing my that's the way I love the music since the 80s to now. So that's my way. But relating to the new generations, now the new movement is to hear the music with 1-2 songs, I think.
Yeah, for me too, I prefer to listen all the album in the right order. If it's random, it's not right. No, but sometimes, yeah, I like when a band say, "Hello, we are going to show you new stuff in 2 months, and this is a preview." And we are not selling singles like like 20 years ago or more, 40 years ago. You really buy just one song. It's not this, but just to say hello and to yeah, to announce something new will appear. And for the track we choose Meanders because the track for the single, because we found that contrast and the mix between aggressive part and slow and more chill parts. And we hesitate with contrast, the songs, the song contrast, but yeah, we chose that one.
Okay, so talking about now, especially for this new album and related to the whole movement that the dissonant technical death metal are bringing to us with new bands, new albums, etc., etc. So, do you think that this new album has more things, or can we relate this new album from you and create new boundaries into the technical dissonant death metal? Even this style has more than 20 years that created with the first band, as I said, Gorgus create this first aspect into the technical death metal. So, but do you think that these meanders create a new ways to hear technical death metal with the dissonant aspect, with the new techniques, with new elements into the music, or perhaps it's just the way like you hear to me, like you hear the music, no?
Good questions. Perhaps it's a bit soon to say that, but the only thing I hope it's that perhaps women will want to do some more growth. Perhaps in few years or months, you will see more bands in metal with more girls. So let's see with that. But the kind, perhaps the mix with low growl and smooth things in the back, the mix with it's progressive, it's ambient, but the vocals stay really angry and low. This is a mix that I don't hear a lot, and perhaps we will see more of that. I don't know. But yeah, we are not stars who say we invite something.
No, I don't think we are revolutionizing anything in music. I don't
Yeah.
think so. Well, I'm also saying that I didn't write anything. I joined the band when they were already done recording everything, so it's a bit easy for me to say that maybe. But no, it's just that I mean the same way, like for instance, for me, a band that really revolutionized metal is Meshuggah, and they're not revolutionizing it again. They've been doing the same thing, but it's always nice to hear new songs. And you're always like, yeah, this one slaps, and it's great to hear new tracks. And I don't think music always needs to be revolutionized. Sometimes it's just nice to hear something just new in an area we are already comfortable with, that we're not too much disturbed by the novelty. I think it's a bit of a balance that musicians need to keep on, like being surprise the listener and also keep them in a place where you feel kind of comfortable and yeah, you want to come back again because you feel like you feel like home. And so yeah, I think in this perspective, Meanders has a good balance between that, because you have there's a lot of surprises, but also it really it really feels like home. Like the feedbacks also I had from people who are maybe not also uh, big death metal fans, and they found it very welcoming. So I don't know if it's a positive comment if you're a absolute diehard death metal fan and you want brutality all along, but I took it as a compliment, even though I don't take it personally. But yeah, I think it's a yeah, it has things to bring as always, and not but no, not revolution. Revolution is in the streets, not on an album, I think.
Okay, okay. So when talking about the one, we are very close to this interview, guys. And for this aspect, what are the future plans that the band has for these new members? Perhaps European tour in the next couple months. Perhaps you will do videos, or perhaps you have more. Well, you have proposals to play in North America, or who knows, Latin America. Who knows? Everything's possible now.
We have a tour playing in October with the American band Sunless. You know them, perhaps. We didn't announce it for now, but perhaps in few days or week we will announce it, because we are looking for a booker. And yeah, we will probably do some videos like playthrough or things like this. And
Yeah, we have a small Swiss tour at the end of February. So in the German speaking part of Switzerland, we have 3 shows with Viavum and Storteng, 2 other Swiss band. Another show in Bern the week after, and we're still. It's weird. We don't have any shows planned in our area, so we're kind of looking for that. Probably we'll have to organize this ourselves. Um, yeah, some shows, maybe not 1,000 shows, but yeah. And now it's the plan is to organize this tour in October with Sunless, and hopefully all over Europe, like as far as it's humanly possible to drive. And yeah, that's the for 2023. That's the plan. Yeah, maybe videos. We don't have any great ideas for a music videos, and we really don't want to be playing in some old warehouse or with just a white blank screen. Don't none of us find this very interesting, or so we're not going to do that. If we have a great idea for our music video, we will make it happen. But if not, it's going to be playthroughs and yeah, stuff for the music geeks more. They can watch closely what riff we are playing and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the plan. And also, Lisa actually started to write new songs already, so there will be some learning.
Yeah, perhaps in the future album will be sooner than 5 years. We don't know. Let's see. Now I have more time and more energy to compose because I change my lifestyle. I stopped working in a big company. Now I work for myself, so I'm healthy a little bit, and I think I have more time for the band than before, so perhaps we'll see.
Okay, well, we are very close, as I said in one of the last questions. Is that one thing that when I take right now about your last answers about what is the next one, the next steps that Anachronism will do. You told Lisa that perhaps the boys or the included a female into this kind of music is the biggest step that Anachronism do for the music. But if we try to relate this aspect, well, as you know, a lot of merchandise and a lot of marketing and a lot of social aspects, there are put a lot of attention when female play in a band, technical, black, extreme, etc., and a lot of bands. So, what is your opinion about now? The social media or the marketing area are more directed to the to put to put like a female front to female etc. female female etc to more important than the older members in the band.
I think it depends the kind of music because in brutal metal there is some female singer and it's really respectful. Really, we are equals, man or girl. It's okay. And perhaps in other kind, I don't know, but perhaps it changed. It changed a bit through this last year. But yeah, there is always the woman in the middle with a corset, you know, and I am the I don't know, like the word like a female front how to say it?
Female fronted metal band. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Like
it's not a genre.
Yeah, 50 best female from the. I don't know if it. I don't want to see this like an argument. Like, look at this band. There's a girl in more like, oh, she can do that. So perhaps me too. If it's a girl who is speaking, it's more like this than yeah, an argument, or we have to put her in the middle because it will sell more CDs. I don't know. But last, yeah, like a few days ago, I just checked the hashtag vocal playthrough on YouTube, on Instagram, and I found a lot of girls who do pretty nice girls, and it's not famous bands, but yeah, so I saw really nice things, and so now you have to search in internet, but
oh, okay. I had a little lag. I'm sorry.
yeah.
You done? So just want to add something. I think there's like two aspects of this. One of it is yeah, we need representation of women in the scene, and not only women, it's also Black people and brown people, trans people, and everything. And even though there is kind of like all the attention on these bands with women in it, it's still mostly men on stage. And so yeah, okay, maybe there's a lot of media attention on that, but still the people in the scene are still men. I just had a look at also at the statistics on Facebook, and like 80% of our followers are men. And there's also the second thing is that the society we live in will always try to capitalize on a movement, a social movement. So now feminism is kind of cool. So oh yeah, we're gonna try to make a lot of money out of it, and it's like some femme washing or environmentalist. So there's a lot of greenwashing going on, and I don't think the women would be to blame in this. I think they're just also again victims of that, and they really, the problem is that yeah, the media attention wants to have to make money, so they surf on this new feminist wave, and they try to go on it. But on the other hand, I think it's great that women and other underrepresented people have some visibility in that scene, because it's still really white male dominated.
Okay, thanks for this and for the answers, guys. And well, guys, the sad times arrive at this interview. I hope you enjoy this one like me doing this one. You are terrific guys both. So perhaps do you want to add congratulations for the last one? The last album, it's a great one. You read our review on Metallarium. So perhaps do you want to add something to your Latin American? Well, now a lot of Latin American fans, because I read a lot of reviews since we did the first review. A lot of media are reviewing here your last album. That's a great one. So perhaps you want to add something to your Latin American fans and Metallarium followers.
I think it's a part of metal world that I don't really know, and I want to know more South American bands, and that's our first reviews were in Spanish, were from your area, and it's really nice to see your interest, and yeah, it's you were first, and it's before Switzerland people, Swiss people. So it's really nice to see the passion you have and the motivation. So yeah, I don't know. Thank you for that first. And yeah, I don't know, Julien.
Nah, I just want to say hi to my Chilean friends from Oreja. Ciao.
Ah yeah, nice idea.